Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the strangest stories in history. Today, we are going to talk about sports. The Olympics are supposed to be serious, fair, and honorable. But sometimes things go very, very wrong. There is one event that is famous for being a total disaster. It was the marathon at the 1904 St. Louis Olympics in America. It wasn't just a race, it was a circus. The runners didn't just run. Some took a nap, some were chased by wild dogs, some cheated by riding in a car. And the winner? He was carried across the finish line after drinking rat poison. Are you ready to hear about the craziest race ever? Let's go. The date was August 30th, 1904. It was a very hot afternoon. The temperature was over 32 degrees Celsius. The course was terrible. It was not a smooth track. It was a dirty, dusty road with steep hills and rocks. There was only one water station in the entire 40-kilometer race. Only one. The organizer, James Sullivan, wanted to test purposeful dehydration. He wanted to see how long humans could survive without water. So this wasn't a race. It was a cruel experiment. 32 runners started the race. Only 14 finished. Let's meet the strange characters in this race. First, there was Felix Carvajal from Cuba. He didn't have any running clothes. He arrived at the starting line wearing a long-sleeved shirt, long pants, and heavy boots. He looked like a mailman, not a runner. A friendly athlete used scissors to cut his pants into shorts so he could run. Felix was a very happy guy. During the race, he stopped to talk to people watching. "Hello, how are you?" he would say. He was hungry, so he jumped into an orchard to eat some apples. But the apples were rotten. He got a terrible stomach ache. "Oh, my stomach!" he cried. He lay down on the side of the road and took a nap. He slept for a while, woke up, and started running again. Amazingly, he still finished in fourth place. Then there was Len Tao from South Africa. He was one of the first black Africans to compete in the Olympics. He ran barefoot. He was running very well. But suddenly, a pack of wild dogs appeared. "Bark! Bark!" The dogs chased him off the road. "Help, go away," Len shouted. He had to run a mile in the wrong direction just to escape the dogs. He finished ninth. If not for the dogs, he might have won a medal. Now, let's talk about the cheater. His name was Fred Lors from America. Fred ran for about 14 kilometers, and then he got tired. He thought, "This is too hard. I quit." He saw his manager driving a car. So Fred jumped into the car. He rode in the car for the next 17 kilometers. He waved at the other runners as he passed them. "Good luck, boys," he shouted from the passenger seat. But then the car broke down. Fred got out. He felt rested and fresh, so he started running again. He entered the stadium first. The crowd cheered. "The winner, the winner." Alice Roosevelt, the daughter of the U.S. president, was about to give him the gold medal. She smiled and held out the wreath. Just then, someone shouted, "Wait, he is a fraud. He came in a car." Fred Lors laughed. "It was just a joke. I was just kidding." The officials were not amused. They banned him for life, though they forgave him a year later. So, who was the real winner? It was an American named Thomas Hicks. But Thomas was not doing well. At the 16-kilometer mark, he was exhausted. He wanted to quit. His trainers were very strict. They wouldn't let him stop. Instead of water, they gave him a mixture of brandy and strychnine. Strychnine is rat poison. In small doses, it acts as a stimulant. In large doses, it kills you. Thomas drank the poison and kept running. His face turned pale. His eyes rolled back. He was hallucinating. He thought he was still 30 kilometers away when he was near the finish. "One more dose," his trainers said, giving him more poison and egg whites. By the time he reached the stadium, he couldn't even walk. His trainers literally carried him. His feet were dragging on the ground. They dragged him across the finish line. The officials declared him the winner. After the race, Thomas collapsed. It took 4 doctors and an hour to revive him. He almost died for a gold medal. The race was total chaos. The dust from the cars made the runners cough and choke. One runner almost died from the dust in his lungs. The heat made people faint. The wild dogs, the rotten apples, the car ride, the rat poison. It sounds like a comedy movie script, but it all really happened. It was a time when sports were new, rules were loose, and safety was not a priority. Today, marathon runners have water stations every few kilometers. They have medical teams. They have smooth roads. And luckily, they don't have to worry about wild dogs or rat poison. So, the next time you watch the Olympics, remember 1904. Remember Felix sleeping in the orchard. Remember Fred waving from the car. And remember Thomas, the man who was poisoned to victory. It reminds us that the definition of sport has changed a lot over the years. Thank you for listening to the story of the wildest race in history. I hope you enjoyed this crazy journey. See you in the next episode.